Hello everyone. We're going to be getting started, so grab your lunches and a good seat. And good afternoon. Thanks for coming to today's program. My name is Christine Gerlach. I'm the Executive Administrative Coordinator here at the JES. It's my pleasure to kick off today's event, but first I'm going to do three things. Go over some housekeeping notes, tell you about upcoming JES events, and introduce today's presenter. First, some housekeeping. If you need assistance during the event, please find one of our volunteers who will be happy to help you. Reminders for the Q&A portion. After the presentation, please raise your hand to be called on and wait for the mic to come to you. Please refrain from questions that are not brief and concise, and refrain from offering lengthy statements as well. Some upcoming next week's events. On Monday, March 10th at 7, our own Dr. Furky Ferrati will present The 21st Century, A Bad Time to Be a Tyrant here at the JES. Tuesday, March 11th at 6, Kimberly Hawks and Shelby Scouten will be speaking at the Corey Higher Education Council about the emerging Corey Fund of the Corey Community Foundation, what it is, why it matters, and how you can get involved. Another satellite program at the Harbor Creek Township Building Wednesday, March 12th at 6. George Deutsch will discuss the relationship of the U.S. and Putin from 2000 to the Ukrainian War. And finally, I would like to introduce you to our presenter, Shateria Franklin, who is the founder of Destiny of Our Daughters Incorporated, a nonprofit dedicated to empowering young women of color through leadership, education, and self-confidence. Again, a university graduate, she currently serves as the community school director for Erie High and has previously worked with the City of Erie's Economic and Community Development Department. Shateria is also a successful entrepreneur and owner of Materialistic Boutique located at the Liberty Center. Her impactful work has earned her community recognition, including 2024's Mercy Center for Women's Women Making History, and also one of Erie Readers 40 Under 40 in 2023. And another great thing too, she is also a recent graduate of our JCLA 2024 cohort. Let's give her a warm JES welcome.
Thank you, guys. Good afternoon. Thank you for being here with me. You could be anywhere else. You guys left work, your lunch hour, to be here with me and some of my girls who I'll bring up shortly to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. I am a walker, so eventually I'll switch over to the handheld mic and I'll be moving around. So our topic today is Destiny of Our Daughters Incorporated, which is extremely near and dear to my heart. Something that I created in 2015 with the hopes of inspiring girls who look like me to do great and amazing things. Listening to my bio was cool. However, I'm not really the most important person in this room. A part of our organization, we have a Youth Ambassador Council, and these are our girls who work side by side with our board of directors, and they help us to talk about what it is that we really want to do with our organization, and they are ultimately why we do what we do. So I do have two of them here with me today, and I'll bring them up and I'll give them the opportunity to share a little bit about who they are, what they have going on, what is going to be next for them as they are our next generation, and why we do what we do. So come on up, Tiana and Najalis. Get out your way.
Hi, everyone. My name is Najalis. I am a sophomore at Collegiate Academy. I am also a cadet sergeant in our school's JRTC program. I'm responsible for a few cadets. I'm very involved at school. I do a lot of things. I'm in our Model UN club. We have a conference later tonight, actually. I am involved with Future Business Leaders of America, for short FBLA. It's a nationwide program that encourages students to pursue business pursuits. I got second place in business law at regionals, so I'm preparing to go to states. And that's about it. I do a lot of school, do a lot of programs. I like to learn, do things for the betterment of those around me and myself. That's about it.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tiana Grady. I am a senior at the Charter School of Excellence. I am 18 years old, and after I graduate, I don't know what college I'm going to yet, but I do plan on majoring in communications, and I would like to pre in political science. And a little bit about me, I do beauty and talent pageants right now. I hold the title of IBOEW's Miss Pennsylvania 2024, and then I am a Special Olympics buddy for my bocce team at my school, and I am the president of our student government since freshman year. And then, yeah, I'm involved a lot around school, and I also do dual enrollment classes at Gannon, and I think I'm on my third class. So yeah, thank you.
Stand up. I will make y'all stand. Thank you, ladies. I really just wanted to share a piece of what we do, why we do it, and it sounds good coming from me, but it's even better when you get to see and hear what it is that we're doing. So I'll share a bit about our organization. So Destiny of Our Daughters is a nonprofit organization rooted in Erie, PA, dedicated to empowering minority girls ages 8 to 18 to reach their full potential. Through mentorship, education, leadership development, and community engagement, we create pathways to success, breaking down barriers that often limit access and opportunities for girls in underserved communities. Our programs are tailored to address systemic challenges, ensuring that every girl is equipped with tools, knowledge, and confidence to thrive educationally, socially, and professionally. We believe in fostering a supportive environment that uplifts minority girls, allowing them to see and embrace their unique potential. From leadership workshops to college readiness programs, every initiative is designed to provide guidance and resources that many of our participants would not otherwise have access to. This is a bit of our program information. So we run a lot of programs. Mentorship is at the top of our list. So we do one-on-one mentoring. We have our college knowledge program, which is an intense college prep program for girls, minority girls, and just providing them with tools and the resources to be prepared to fill out college applications, what scholarships applications look like, college writing, all of the things, preparing them for whatever is next. And we do an annual empowerment conference, which has over about 200 participants each year. And we have workshops on leadership, advocacy, college readiness. We normally do a theme each year, which in about a month, we will be in full conference mode in our organization. So that'll take over the rest of our year. And I really want to talk about Erie a little bit, and why it is that I created this organization. So we want to talk about the problem in our educational disparities that we have. So Erie, of course, school district serves about 1,100 plus girls, and you can see all of the graduation rates for African American girls are 12% lower than their other peers. You can see the state averages for reading and math proficiency. You can also see that for minority girls, these challenges are compounded by additional barriers, including stereotypes, cultural biases, and limited access to female role models who reflect their identity. And you can also see that by combating poverty, the poverty rate for our girls are significantly higher. The dropout rate is significantly higher, with college enrollment being significantly lower, which is why we do some of the things that we do. So when you talk about mental health and how these things intersect, so systemic racism and limited opportunities take a whole toll on mental health for minority girls. Studies indicate that Black and Latino girls are more likely to experience anxiety and depression, 4 times more likely to be suspended more than their white peers. And our programs address these issues through culturally responsive mentorship that affirms their uniqueness experience for minority girls. Also, workshops on mental health help increase their awareness and to boost their self-care. We also see the breakdown here of the demographic and economic challenges. So Erie is a very diverse place. We have about 15% minorities, 8% Latinos, mixed race, but we have a high poverty rate, which is 25% of the national average. Children under 18 are most affected for minority girls, creating these challenges and barriers to education, mentorship, leadership opportunities, and programs like Destiny of Our Daughters are essential for bridging these gaps and equipping these young women with resources and the support they need to thrive academically, socially, and professionally. Why our work matters. So we take a holistic approach, sustaining and addressing the disparities faced by minority girls. Our programs provide mentorship, resources, and support to close the minority gap and empower young women to achieve. So we're creating a safe space for these girls. And the importance of it is that they get to break down some of these things in an environment with women who look like them, who they feel they relate to, who can help them grow and learn and discover things about themselves that will ultimately set them up for success in the future. We know that the power of mentorship is extremely important. For myself, what you didn't get to see on paper is that I was also a teen mom. My dad passed away at 14, and wrecking ball. All of those things will change your life. Here I stand, and you get to read some things on paper that society probably said that I shouldn't be. And that was the power of mentorship. I had wonderful mentors in my life, from in the education setting, in my workspace, who look like me, who champion me to be who I am today. And I understand the importance and power of that. I probably wouldn't be standing here today without some of those ladies. So that is why we do what we do. Again, and we know that if we empower these girls, the economic impact that it could have. So we have higher graduation rates, we have increased enrollment, and we have a stronger and more diverse workforce. We have a solution to the problem. So we know all the problems. We know that sometimes it's hard to combat some of these barriers, but we have created something that is so special and so unique. And we are addressing these challenges faced by our minority girls through a mission driven through programming and empowerment. So we talk about financial literacy. We talk about budget and scholarship. We talk about mentorship. We have tutoring. We are shifting to eventually have after-school programs. All the college readiness that you can do in our college knowledge program, and just leadership development rooted in confidence, self-advocacy, and communication skills. And also we're getting ready to tap into some STEM exposure this year. In April, we'll be doing a STEM workshop, so we're excited to build partnerships within our communities to expose our girls to more. Our plan of execution. So we are in a wonderful place now, but we're growing, and we have a distinct vision of where it is that we want to go. So we are looking to build a facility or renovate a facility that will be a central hub for our programs and resources and community engagement. We want to expand our partnerships and collaborations, so we flourish through collaboration, uniting with organizations, businesses, and institutions to advance equity and empowerment. We are launching our Women of Destiny Alliance Network this year, which will be membership-based network that connects and empowers women leaders to support our mission through a funding, mentorship, advocacy, and volunteerism. So by uniting professional women, we create opportunities, scholarships, and mentorship pipelines to uplift the next generation of leaders. And we need this by community support. So supporting our organization through education, mentorship, and leadership programs is creating a stronger community ultimately. Your contribution closes the opportunity gaps, and it fosters leadership for our girls. It enhances Erie's workforce, and together we can drive a lasting change. This is a calendar of events. So this year we did something new. For the previous years, we only did our annual conference as our big event, major event each year. This year, we decided that we wanted to be highly visible in Erie community. So we are doing a small workshop, which will be free to all girls in Erie each month. And you can see that our list varies from multiple things, from leadership to college readiness. We tagged on to Gannon's Black History workshop this month. We did a vision board workshop for January, which was so phenomenal. We had the little babies making vision boards and putting money, my daughter, of course, money on their vision boards and their dreams and their goals. And a lot of these two ladies also, and their dreams are so big. But we also know that sometimes the world around you and the noise can just create an environment in your head where you don't believe that your dreams can go off of paper. So we want to change that. So these are all the things that we have coming up, and they are available on our website. We have some information in your brochures that can give you everything that you need to know. And once again, these are free events. So our conference each year comes with a cost, and we try to keep that cost extremely low. Through sponsorships, we have girls who are paid for. We normally do a free week when we open registration to just really try to limit that barrier. But we wanted our girls that can't participate in our annual conference to be able to have some more resources here. Here is a bit of information, our social media tags. So we do have a beautiful lead design website, and I will give kudos to Dr. Rhonda Matthews and Kyra Taylor for creating our logo. That beautiful, beautiful logo that you see was helped and designed by Erie's Black Wall Street, and we are grateful for that as we started to shape and grow into an organization and take more of our own identity. We did a bit of a transformation, and we are in love with what it looks like now. You can follow us on Instagram, and we also have Facebook as well. Now, let's talk about our call to action and how you can help. Because support is detrimental for small grassroots organizations like ourselves. We can't do any of the things that we need to do without the support of the community, and of course without financial resources. So we do what we need to do because we have a wonderful board. I believe everything that we're doing is so important. So I pour my own resources into this organization, and I'll continue to do that because we will not stop doing the work because we cannot do the work. There's always ways to provide, and we do that graciously, but we are asking the community to rally behind such a wonderful organization and to support the things that we are doing because we're doing some wonderful work that is proof. We have outcomes you can see through our leadership of our girls, and they'll answer some questions when we get into our Q&A, and you'll get to interact with them and understand why what we do is so important. And I'll just leave you with this small piece, and then I'll share with you a video, which is a highlight video of our annual conference. And I feel like this video will really drive home what it is that we do. So Erie is a community of potential, but its future depends on how we invest in our most valuable, in our most vulnerable and promising residents, our youth. Destiny of Our Daughters is committed to ensuring that minority girls have resources, mentorship, and opportunities they need to thrive. And we invite you to join us on this transformative mission. Together, we can turn aspirations into achievements and dreams into reality. And I'll share with you this video. Hold on. Where my tech person at?
Never let anyone tell you that your voice is not needed. It's needed.
I promise we would take the world to its feet.
We are in a time where we just want young women to know that there's strength and power in their voice.
Move mountains.
I hope to see the ladies leave with a confidence I hope to see these young ladies leave with new friendships. I hope to see these ladies leave with mentors, and most importantly, with knowing how to advocate for themselves and for each other.
The name that they were given has power. And when they come into a room, that they should want to introduce themselves, and they should want people to know who they are because they have a purpose on this earth. And tapping into their voice unlocks that purpose.
That we have each other, and for that we have each other, and we will rise, we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise.
When I decided
I'll rise up
that I was going to challenge Keystone Human Services on how they did their reporting and how they did their testing, they told me to hush.
and we'll rise up.
They tried to shun my voice
We'll rise up.
because they didn't want to be held accountable.
We'll rise up.
As they went a step above their head and became the person that started to write the legislation and that could make the change to trickle all the way down into their organization. Not only did we make the change where now they had to do even more transparent reporting, but they also then had to do an annual report to us every single year, holding them accountable to the things that they claimed they stood for.
I just want to encourage all the young women who participated today to believe in themselves, to know that you are loved. Destiny of our daughters is here for you. We are here to stay, and the sky is not even the limit.
It was going to a different one. We got multiple because we do it every year.
That's good. That's good that you have multiple.
So I just wanted to give a glimpse. That's like a small portion of something that I normally always get so teary-eyed when I watch that video because it really means a lot to me to be doing what it is that we're doing. One of my board members had to step out, Catherine Easterling. We have Crystal Robinson, who is one of our board members here. I have a team of women around me that I would not be able to do these things without. We do have a Q&A portion, which our girls, and I'll also ask Crystal to come up if she does not mind, and we can answer any questions that you may have if there's something that I did not touch upon. And we just invite you to learn more about our organization and ask us anything that you would like to ask. Oh,
Thank you so much for talking about this and doing this important work. My question is, since it sounds like you don't have a location right now, are you doing this in partnership with like the schools and meeting the girls after school, or just wherever they are, what's convenient for them? Or?
Yes, so through our mentorship, it's one-on-one, so they're paired with the mentor, and they work that out with those ladies. Of course, all of our mentors are vetted. They have their clearances. They do all of that stuff. Our annual conference is normally held in we had Gannon last year. We kind of bounced from different venues, but we hold most of our programs in the ECAP building. So anything that we do, we try to utilize the community resources. We also had a program at Gannon. So I just try to expose our girls to different spaces, normally a space that has like educational value. So we just kind of rent space in different spaces depending on whatever it is that we're doing that month.
Thanks. As an ECAP board member, I highly approve of that.
Hi. So you said you created this in 2015. So that's what, 10 years, right? Congratulations. Can you tell me a little bit about struggles at the beginning compared to now? And then kind of as a two-part, how many girls have come through the program?
Yeah, so we still have some struggles. In the beginning, so I didn't know anything about nonprofit work at all. All the paperwork I did on my own. Of course, I went back and forth with the IRS 5 times. In the beginning, I didn't know that you needed to file consecutively for 3 years or you lose your nonprofit status, so we went through that. Support, people didn't know anything about us. And in the recent years, we've gotten a lot of visibility, which I'm grateful for. And we are just continuing to grow. And we're trying to be, my hopes is that this organization can become a national organization and be modeled around the world. So we're still learning all the things that we need to learn. I'm actively going through nonprofit leadership, trying to understand. We didn't have a board in the beginning. We became an actual 501c3 3.5 years ago. So we were operating just as a dream, something that I believed in, getting women together, getting our girls together, and just trying to help them. I've always been in mentorship roles. So Tiana is actually one of my mentees, and I have several others. But I believe that if I created an organization to be able to do the work and to be able to get the support from people, that will go far. So now we're coming over some of those hurdles. We have a active board. We follow all the rules. We're learning different things every day. So I feel like we're headed in the right direction. We still have some struggles, of course. Finances is always a thing, being able to do what we need to do. But I feel like we have the people. I'm so grateful for my board because they help me in so many ways. They have so many strengths where I have weaknesses, and we just balance each other out. They are all so excellent in their own right. So we headed in the right direction.
Oh, this is really terrific. Wonderful, wonderful. So I have a question. Are you eligible to apply for grants or, from funding from the state to support your organization? I know finances for a lot of nonprofits is always, and how long have you been on the ground? How long have you been in existence, I guess, is my other question.
Yes, so I founded the organization in 2015. We began our nonprofit status about 2018, went through all of that. Didn't file consecutively, lost our nonprofit status, but we were still actively in the community. In our beginning years, we were kind of doing some programs within the schools, within the communities. Now, yes, we are eligible for grants. I will say that in our last year or so, we have had tremendous support from our community. We received our first grant last year from the Erie Community Foundation. Erie Insurance supports us dearly with our annual conference each year. GDIC has supported us. We had a lot of people support us. Knox Law, a lot of people donate to specific events. However, we're growing into a space where we are in need to have operationally a budget that we can pull from. So we're grateful for the ability to be able to apply for more, and I guess being able to be in spaces where we know more. We are a part of the nonprofit partnership. We are growing in the world and going where we need to go and being attached to the things that we need to be to learn. So we are grateful for that. We are supported. I will say that you never have enough support.
I don't really need that phone.
Okay.
Tell me your 5-year fundraising plans, and I want to follow that question up with another question. But can you tell? And when I ask you to tell me your fundraising plans, I want you to tell everybody here how much money you need to make this organization do what you want it to do.
You asked the question at the perfect time when the perfect person walked in a room. Another one of our community outreach person, Miss Regina Gaston, and Crystal is actually going to be over talking with me about fundraising and all of that. So you want to help me combat this question?
Sure.
Okay.
Come back.
Take on this question.
There you go.
So two-part, 5-year fundraising plan.
Yeah, your 5-year fundraising, but how much money do you need?
Ooh.
So I would say, with full transparency, that is something that we are still digging out. There's a building space that's needed. There are roles. Shateria has been very sincere on not just using people for their gifts, skills, and talents, but wanting to honor them for the energy and the education that they bring to the table. So she's all like, we got to find a way to pay. Just for those specific roles, for the activities and the plans that she has for the girls and being able to support the girls. And so I would say now that the nonprofit status is intact and Shateria has been diligent on establishing a full board communication is one of the things that we're working on right now. And so I don't have a number for you because it's something that we are looking to map out. But I do know that there's a need always for the support that Shateria referenced, and for it to be something that balances out where these young ladies want to go and what they'd aspire to do. I love the fact that since the beginning in the grassroots foundation of this organization, Shateria has been consistent and diligent with providing her resources, our personal resources. And I think that's one of the really amazing things about the people who Shateria has surrounded herself with, is because she knows that we just have a heart to help and to continuously pour in, even if that means, from our own personal salaries and wages. And my hope is that next time we will have an exact dollar amount for you. And so that when this question is asked, people are aware of exactly how they can step in and help.
And so the second question is, what in the next 5 years, what new programs do you want to institute?
Yes, so we're looking to do our annual trip to DC, which that costs about $20,000. I will say that we've been talking about that, and we're looking to actually do that this summer, which will be a 3-day trip to DC. It will entail some HBCU college visits. So we have Howard University on there, and we have Morgan State University as well. We plan to do some trips to obviously the national monuments, things of that nature. Stay in a hotel, expose our girls to something outside of Erie, and visit something that they may not ever have the chance or opportunity to do. So we do have a number for that. When we talk about building and operation, and just in theory, when I write things down, because I'm always writing things down, what it will cost for us to acquire a piece of property and to renovate that piece of property, of course, is always in the higher numbers of upward of $100,000 to be able to do some of those things. But sustainability of that, not just being able to do it on surface level, but be able to do these things year after year. Our annual conference typically costs us about $22,000, somewhere about there. But through sponsorship, we always get to do that, and through my own money, which I will never stop giving. I probably will never, because I believe in it. And to be able to sustain, just to be able that if we are in a space, we want to really go back to having a full-blown after-school program, to be able to support some of these barriers that we know that we have with working in a school. You get to see some of these things head on, and extracurricular activities is always needed. But just a space to be able to come and talk about leadership development, and how we can help these girls grow. So, you're going to keep going? So yes, there's numbers attached to things that I feel like at our next board meeting we'll probably sit down and just total up, because we do have documents and costs and newer programs that we want to develop but we always want to expand on our annual conference. We want to have more girls each year for that. We want to be able to give more awards, because what I didn't tell you is that a part of our annual conference, we do a scholarship, and we also give awards to young ladies in the community. And our Youth Ambassador Council normally helps to carve out what those award categories would be. So Tiana was a recipient of the Academic Excellence Award. So they create whatever the criteria. Yep. All your claps today. They normally create whatever the criteria is for that award. Like we had the Student Athlete Award. They create student athlete, 3.5 GPA, whatever those things look like. So we do those awards each year. There's beautiful awards. We just really recognize these young ladies in Erie who are doing some amazing things, who don't always get a platform to show what it is that they're doing, or somebody may not even know that they've went to school in all 4 years, they've had a 4.0 GPA. They deserve to be recognized for that. And that's what our organization takes on through our annual conference. So it's a time to celebrate what we've done all year, but it's really a time to celebrate young women in the Erie community.
One of the other programs, and if one of the young ladies can be thinking of an answer as well, because we want to know what you want to see as the next generation. But one of the programs that we would love to see is therapy for our young women. I myself, I have a 17-year-old, and at the beginning of this year, I challenged her, and I said, hey, I want you to do 6 to 8 sessions of therapy. And she's like, I don't feel like talking. And I'm like, okay, mom card, you have to do it, because I want you to be in a space where you know that therapy is not about things being wrong, but having the community around you to talk about things that are going right. And so one of the programs that we do want to introduce and become really sincere with, I think a statistic was mentioned there in the slideshow, was having the opportunity to have a therapy space specifically for the girls who are coming in and out of this particular organization.
Hi, everybody. I don't necessarily have a question, but I can count on Dr. Rhonda Matthews to ask the hard questions. Just excited to be a part of the board and doing outreach. But to Dr. Matthews' question and building on what these leaders have said, it's something that we're doing ongoing. So on a quarterly basis, outreach is checking in with our executive director, our founder, to find out, how are we aligning with the mission? That also plays into our budgeting, Dr. Matthews. And so when we looked at last year, and we look at where we want to go this year, I should say, it changed drastically in terms of what it is we want to do for young women. We use a lot of data, and we've gone back to look at our trending for the last few years, and it's helped us shape what tomorrow's going to look like. We need more money. So for us to tell you all what that number is today, it looks different than it did at the end of the year. So we're actually going back and recalibrating what that looks like, because we identify through our data that there are more things that we need to do and bring the mothers in as well. We have a very good relationship with the moms of the daughters. And so when you asked that question, I kind of chuckled. I'm like, we're actually in the process of recalibrating, because we need a lot more than what we did at the end of the year. Because as the data begin to come in from our other programming, we look at all the data, we survey the parents and the daughters. It identifies some additional things that we need to do. And our budget is expanding as we speak. Okay, thank you.
I have 2 questions as well. My first one is for your girls. I would just like to hear from each of you what's been the most impactful part, what program was your favorite, or what have you really gotten out of being a part of Destiny?
So I joined Destiny of Our Daughters last year, and my first event was the conference. And I'm going to start running back because there's back lore to it. So my mom, she had me relatively young, and I'm the oldest, like a lot of my friends and my siblings and my cousins. And the thing with my mom is a very passionate person. She wants to push me to succeed in things. And not a lot of people have the same mindset that I grew up with. So it's always been like hard to find people who like have the same headspace or like have the similar goals in mind. So I came to Destiny. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll find some people who want to succeed as well or are passionate about the same subjects. And so I'm always early. So I was like 30 minutes early. And there was a few girls there lingering. And I'm sitting at my table. And I seen some people I do. So we're talking. And just throughout the day, meeting these new individuals and talking to these fellow girls, I've been saying I wanted to be a prosecutor like my whole life. And no one ever agreed with me. And I met one girl, and she was like, oh, what do you want to do? And I'm like, oh, I want to be a prosecutor. And then I want to, like, find my way into politics and things. And she's like, really? Like, me too. And we talk all the time. And through Destiny, I've met so many people who are like-minded, but also want to push me to be better. And trying to integrate my friends into it as well, because I feel like the people around me deserve to succeed as much as I do. And so I feel like Destiny is just a great space to meet these people and push yourselves and just grow. So that's...
I would say I joined Destiny of Our Daughters in 2023, and actually my first interaction was the conference as well, was when I got the award. So I definitely say I would tie back to what you were saying too. It's not really common, girls our age, to have the same mindset as we do, because it's always, oh, that's corny, oh, they think they're too, good enough to be a part of something like this. So definitely being a part of this definitely showed me that girls actually think like this, and it actually made me happy because my community that I was around when I was growing up and stuff wasn't into stuff like this. And I have a lot of, political, I want to go big. So it's not normal from my background. So being around girls like this in this program and being at that conference definitely showed me, okay, this is normal. I can do what I want to do. So definitely, I would say the conference definitely was my favorite, for sure, I would say.
Okay, so my second question. And I'm going to let you say the very obvious one, Shateria, first. How you mentioned, and of course it's very obvious that women that look like your girls are the people who should be the mentors, but how can other folks also be getting involved in helping this organization?
Absolutely. So our mentor network is not only women of color. However, we are being focused. Of course, we want them to have women who are in leadership spaces, who look like them, who they can identify with, who are in executive roles, CEO roles. It's rare. So when you find that woman and you're like, wait a minute, she's the president of this, or she's in banking, or it makes you feel a sense of belonging. However, we also know that you can find sense of belonging not only in your own community. So we are not discriminatory to other women being involved. We did have an all-female board for a minute, and then we finally got our first male because everybody was like, well, wait a minute, are y'all don't want men? And I was like, not that we didn't want men. When I was building this organization, I just really wanted to be intentional about finding women who are in spaces to really hit home what it is that we were doing. So now as we're growing, as we're expanding, we understand the ability to grow and to have more women in the fold. So we are always seeking volunteers. We're always seeking new mentors, and we're always seeking women who just want to help and give their expertise. I'm often in spaces with women who are just excellent. Color does not matter. But I get to brush shoulders with women who are like, oh, this is great. How can I help? And I appreciate that. So we welcome it. If you are looking to be active, we actually We'll be probably having some roles coming up on our board, so we'll be actively seeking for that. We always need more mentors because our girls are always looking. It's growing. People reach out to me every day about their daughters and their nieces, and we see what's happening, that they just want somebody. They want them to be connected to somebody. So come on, we welcome you. We need you. Yes.
Total right now in your group?
Okay, so different buckets. So annually, our conference, on a regular basis, we see about, in registration wise, anywhere from 100 to 150, sometimes 80, depending on how registration swing. Everyone will influx and register, and then things happen. Our mentoring program, we have about 23 girls. And then our college knowledge program, there are 10 of those girls. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. Any other questions? Yeah.
I have a question. If someone wanted to sponsor a girl for the conference, which I believe you said that some of the girls can't afford to go to the conference, so they're can be sponsored. How would somebody go about doing that? And also, I assume you participate in Erie Gives?
Yes.
Okay.
We do participate in Erie Gives, and I'll leave this up. I probably should have left this up. This is important. But on our website, you can always go to our donation page, and it's broken down by different events. So you have sponsorship of the conference there. You have annual mentoring. You have it's a couple different things there that you can just give your reoccurring amounts if you want to, or one-offs. We do have normally around the conference, so that's our big time of the year. It get crazy. We have sponsorship packets. We do advertising. We have our conference letter that goes out every year that we send out to a mailing list of people to solicit sponsors that way. So typically in about April is when we really hit heavy with our outreach for our conference. But yeah, you can always go to our website will tell you anything that you need to know. We have a beautiful website. It's extremely user-friendly, and you can go there and always find out what it is that we're doing, how you can get involved. We have a newsletter that goes out monthly, and you can see anything there as well. You can just sign up to be on our mailing list, and we'll send you information via email. Any of you have any final words, thoughts that you want to give? Anybody?
Thanks for being here.
Yes.
No, thank you guys so much.
Here.
We appreciate you being here.
Yes.
With your time and everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.